boxes so you didn't have to look at the pictures. And then they started like making like designer boxes with the, Prada. Censorship. Where does censorship come in? Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, when I watch star movies, like, hey, and then they're guns and cigarettes, right? You can have a gun in your hand, you point it, and then it goes away. It comes back.
Maybe for the children, because maybe the law that we have for the
I think
publish for the children that they cannot see the cigarette or gas that can differentiate for the violence.
So it's for the children, you think? What about for the 18-year-old?
I think the censorship is not probably help to prevent people to stop smoking. Because they actually know that what it is.
Age restriction. Highly effective or not highly effective? Age restrictions? Yeah, they're not too worried about the police, I think.
I have some experience about the one day I was catch the public
Bus, yes.
yeah, the public bus, and then I heard the young boy, he wear the uniform school. He talking about how to buy the cigarette, and they bought from his friend. Just they can buy about the lowest price than in the public, and then they always buy together.
So they pool and share.
Yeah,
People who want cigarettes, I think, need cigarettes. Now, I have to tell you, I don't smoke, but both my parents are smokers, so I grew up around it. So it's I think even when they raised taxes in America, my mom was so angry, but she still brought home cigarettes from the supermarket. I mean, there's always going to be the extremes. There's going to be the people who will smoke no matter what. And there'll always be some extremes over here. If I gave you 1 million baht to smoke one cigarette, 1 million baht, would you smoke it? 1 million baht.
no.
One cigarette, 1 million baht. There's always some, it's a balance of values, right? Yeah, so I mean, there's going to be people on both ends that maybe would do something for some reason or would never stop doing it for any reason. Now, let's see. Do you think about 3 ads here?
And why don't you all just focus on the positive, cause the positive's the way you ought to be. Why don't we all stop being so devoted to the big tobacco companies? We asked this nicotine addicted, we told you that it's not. Okay, then maybe everyone just likes it a whole lot. So why destroy the research? Do you think that they're afraid? No, we're just getting ready for a ticker tape parade. Oh, let's try to focus on the positive. Sure, they may kill for 4 million folks a year, but let's stay focused on the positive.
matter. They make diapers for adults.
His humor was malignant.
But look, he's not indignant. He knows.
You gotta just stay focused on the positive.
Every day, 7 to 7 nights, it's become a routine.
Let's stay focused on the positive.
No 7 seconds in between.
Know what I mean? Just stay focused on the positive.
They're not marketing to teens. They're reaching out to all youth.
So let's all focus on the positive. Positive, positive. That's not true. Security.
Did you get the idea? So let's stay focused on the positive. Yes, every 8 seconds someone dies from cigarettes. But think about the 7 seconds that people aren't. Yes, let's stay focused on the positive. They said, yeah, it kills 400,000 people a year, but look at how many people are still here. Effective advertisement or non-effective advertisement? They tried to make the facts fun there. You know, stay focused on the positive. You get cancer of the bladder, but it's okay because they make adult diapers. See, no problem, they say. Effective? Funny? Effective? They try to appeal to emotion there, don't they? They try to give facts in a way that you consume it. What's the problem with the commercial then?
Where's the advertising?
Well, I mean, even I as a native English speaker, it's difficult to catch some of the things that they're saying. It's funny, it's a catchy song, but you know the facts can get lost. You know what they're doing there, but it's plus nothing in there's a surprise. Go ahead.
I know that at this smoking commercial that they have a children who try to touch his father on television. That his father died of smoke.
Is that in Thailand or?
Long time ago.
Maybe 10 or 15 years ago.
We'll try to find it the second.
But is this I think it's African born at this point. I don't know.
Try this one though. Try this one. More effective?
Yes.
Also an appeal to emotion. They didn't really give you any facts there. But effective. I mean, if we were going to critically respond that, we'd have to say they did not provide any evidence. They did. But effective?
Yes.
Why is it more effective?
It's about the feeling. Like the boy, he's looking for his parent, and he cannot find it, so he just cry.
One more. In the second one, the one with the child, the emotion we were appealing to was sadness. This one, the emotion that we're appealing to is disgust. Fear, absolutely. Disgust and fear. I don't want to look like her. But then again, she was a real person talking, so you had to look at her. Effective? Not effective. more effective than the boy or less effective than the boy?
I think it's less effective for boy. Maybe because when I see this, I will turn off.
You just want to look at it. You'll just turn.
No, I think I think it's because it's catch the emotion. It's appeal to the emotion more than for the sad. The emotion of sad is catch people more than the fear.
So you think sadness is a more powerful emotion than fear?
Yes.
You're shaking your head.
Yeah, I think when I compare between these two, I think the boy is look more effect to the people because they can think about in the future if they have a child and they have died because of the smoke. But for the pictures, like when they see something is scary or fear, it's not to make the people to quit or to stop smoking.
I would agree with that. For me, the difference is, I've seen those commercials before from teaching this class before. The one with the mouth, it kind of wears off. You're like, okay, I'm shocked at first, but the boy, they found the saddest looking boy in the world. I don't know how they really got him to do it. Did they really kill his parents in front of him? He looked so sad. So I think they chose the right actor because I saw you were like, was he not the saddest looking? Even before he started crying, you're like, that is a sad child.
Yeah.
So that's. The problem is, these things, we can call it education, we can call them campaigns, they appeal to emotion. They're not arguments. Right? But sometimes when we talk about it, on both sides, the same way they tried to get us to smoke, with that first commercial we watched is actually more of an argument than these commercials not to. Doctors prefer Camel. It's more of an argument to choose Camel than, if you die, your child will be sad. Look at your sad child. Look at him in the middle of the airport. That's the thing. So on part 3, here are 3 arguments that they gave in the listening that we did. And I want you to tell me, just like we looked at the emotional appeal of these commercials, if these arguments, if you think they are effective arguments. In other words, we're going to look critically at these arguments. Surely it's a matter of individual choice. Isn't it up to smokers if they want to kill themselves? We have individual choice. What do you think of that argument? Individual choice. If people want to make the decisions, if they want to kill themselves, it's their choice. Logical, it follows. You think it's because the minister that we listened to would say, freedom, as he said, freedom is an emotional word, choice. But when you look at freedom to kill yourself, you still feel that's more important than, say, like completely banning cigarettes or something like that it is individual choice, and that individual choice is more important than stopping it. Mr. Arm?
I have a conflict opinions on this from this book, from this to sentence. But for surely it's better for individual choice. I agree with that people can have their freedom. But for that, when the minister said that isn't enough to smoker, they want to kill themselves. It's kind of it seems to be illegal to kill to commit suicide. So I think it's not the freedom that they say. Just only maybe the freedom has a limit on the by the law.
So you're okay with limiting freedom? You said you're conflicted with this, so let me ask you a different question. Not whether you agree or disagree, but is this a good argument? Does it logically flow? Or are there any problems with the reasoning of the argument?
I'm not sure about that. Because I think freedom is maybe the overall, but for this part, they specific on only the smoking.
I most agree with PR for the first sentence.
So everybody likes the first part. Everybody
Yeah.
likes the idea of individual choice.
But when I look through the next question, like, isn't it up to smoker if they want to kill themselves? For this one, I think the smoker may not think that it will kill them when they smoke, because they may not think what happened, because they may see like some people have smoked so long but they still have life.
Is it a slippery slope, or is it making things bigger? Is it a false effect? I mean, is there... I think it is too. I think it's I think most of all it's a false dichotomy. It's a yes or no. Do you like people having choice? Yes. So people should have the choice to die? No. So you don't like choice? Yes. You know, it's like the clip of George Bush. Either you're with the terrorists or you're with the United States. Well, what if I'm neither? Is it possible to like some choices and not like others?
Yeah.
Is it possible to say you could have these choices and not have these choices and still have freedom? For me, I would like you to see how this argument does not stand up. Because it's a matter of individual choice. That's an assumption. And I don't know if this assumption is correct. It's the assumption that everyone should have the choice to do anything. That's freedom. And I think most people in the English would argue you need to have the freedom to make the choices that you can make, but you should not be able to make every choice. That would be my way of reconciling it. I don't know. What do you think about my idea? You like it? You hate it? B. The problem with the freedom argument, this argument up here, is that it ignores the effects of second-hand smokers. Remember, you went on to say, what about the freedom of people to not have to be around smoke? Reasonable? Valid? Is God's first reaction, does it make sense? No? What doesn't connect? Yeah, I did, Mr. Arnold.
I think it's kind of a lack of relationship between the freedom and the effect on the second hand, for the second hand smoke. Because maybe people won't choose to do anything that they want to do, they don't want to smoke.
Well, I think it supports the idea of banning smoking in public places, but it doesn't support the idea of getting people to stop smoking. I think that's one problem with it. Also, again, choosing between two freedoms. Couldn't I make the same argument that I don't want to live in a world with global warming, and my freedom to not be in a globally warmed world is more important than your ability to drive a car, which pollutes and gives the CO2s. So you should stop driving cars because it goes against my freedom to live in a world without global warming. Isn't that the same argument? Your smoking hurts me and my freedom, so you shouldn't do it. Your driving a car hurts me and my environment, so you should not do it. One of them seems, okay, I agree, and one of them seems, that's ridiculous. Right? And yet, what's the difference? You've got to be careful when you have